Adding a work order. From the Work Orders tab, click button Add a Work Order. Click in the box Customer, then start entering the name of your customer. As you enter the name, NewWaySERVICE proposes your customers already entered in the application that match the characters typed. Select your customer by clicking on it, and all its information such as address and contact will be automatically copied into the work order. Instead of entering your customer's name, you could also directly click on the drop-down list and select the customer from the list. In the case that the customer entered does not yet exist in the application, it will be automatically created when you save your work order. Then enter a description of work to perform. If necessary, you can also enter other information into the work order, such as special instructions for your technician. Click in the Equipment Type box if you want to specify an equipment type in your work order. This information is optional. As for the customer, start entering the equipment type and NewWaySERVICE will propose you a list of equipment types already entered in the application. You could also select an equipment type directly by clicking the drop-down list. You can indicate to bill a different customer by checking the box Bill Another Customer. Appointments are optional. It is not mandatory to enter any appointment in a work order. If you do, a work order could contain several appointments at different dates, times, and technicians. By default, NewWaySERVICE proposes you some appointments in the Availability drop-down list, according to the schedule and availability of each of your technicians. If the proposed appointments are not suitable, you can directly access the calendar of appointments by clicking on the button Edit from Calendar of Appointments. You will notice a blinking appointment. This is the appointment proposed by NewWaySERVICE. You can drag or resize this appointment directly in the calendar. Click the Close button to accept your choice. When you return, you can see that the change made from the calendar of appointments is displayed in the drop-down list. If needed, change the status and the priority of the work order. You can specify a technician who will be responsible for this work order. This may be different from the technician specified in the appointment. You can label your work order if you want. You can create as many labels as you like. This can be very useful for classifying or differentiating certain work orders. Finally, click the Save button to save your work order. Once your work order has been created, you can print it if you want. You can also send your work order by email. You can even create your own email templates. This saves you from entering the body of the message each time. You can also attach a printed copy of the work order in PDF format. If needed, other information can also be added to the work order, such as additional equipment, parts to plan or to order. You can even attach documents of any type to your work order. Your technicians can also access NewWaySERVICE. Let's say this one is called Peter Johnson. Once connected, Peter simply clicks on the tab Dashboard, then the sub-tab Appointments to see the list of his work orders for the day. By clicking on the work order, the technician can consult it and also enter the work he has done by clicking on the Add a Work Performed button. Enter the start time and duration as well as a description of the work performed. You can enter the spare parts used. These will be automatically deducted from the inventory. By default, parts are deducted from the default warehouse that is assigned to the technician, which could be his truck, for example. However, the technician could specify a different warehouse if necessary. The labor section is used to indicate billable time, which may be different from the time actually worked. You can configure NewWaySERVICE so that the time entered in the time worked box is automatically copied in this section. Your technician can also access NewWaySERVICE using other types of devices, such as their smartphone. You can see that in such a case, the user interface automatically adapts according to the device screen size. This is called a responsive user interface. So, whether your technician is using a desktop computer, a tablet, or a smartphone, he will always be entitled to a complete and user-friendly interface. Once the work order is complete, your technician may even take one or several photos of the repaired equipment. This is done very easily using his smartphone. On site, your technician can also have the customer sign directly on the touchscreen of his smartphone. The date and time will also be included in the signature for authenticity purpose. Finally, if you want, your technician can also change the status of the work order. You can even configure NewWaySERVICE to automatically send an email to your customer or anyone else to notify them of the work order status.